Welcome to CTV News, Your Canada. We'll bring you profiles of fascinating Canadians and stories about your community. Thanks for watching.
From superheroes to stormtroopers, Ottawa Comic-Con is bringing out some of the city's most creative looks.
I'm currently doing Joker from the Telltale Batman games.
For Fox Ainscow, it's a first-time experience at Ottawa Comic-Con, traveling from the UK to be here.
Just excited to be here, really, because I'm excited to see what international cons are like in difference to what it's like in the UK.
Last year, organizers say more than 40,000 people attended Comic-Con, and they're expecting similar attendance this year.
It's just awesome because you're giving a showcase for a lot of local vendors, you're giving a showcase for a lot of local cosplayers, the people that take the time to make their costumes, and the cosplay level in Ottawa is really, really high. It's just a fun event.
I love just all the people. Everyone's super friendly and excited. We all share a lot of common interests, so it's a lot of fun just to bond with people.
A Freddy versus Jason reunion, celebrity panels, and a chance to meet their heroes. Fans are given a unique and interactive opportunity, even a chance to spend the night enjoying a beer with the Trailer Park Boys.
If you're 19 and over, and it's a different ticketed event, but you can have drinks with the boys, which I think, if you're a fan of watching the Trailer Park Boys, the idea of putting back a couple with them, that's pretty cool.
It gets a little crazy.
But it's kind of the party to be at in town.
Agreed.
We just hang out, have a good time.
Comic-Con is running all weekend inside the EY Centre, and fans like Ainscow say it's more than a chance to dress up. It's about making new connections.
We've all got the same common interests, and it's been such a delight to find people that are into the nerdy stuff, and you can just geek out with them, and it's just a fun and welcoming environment.
Josh Marano, CTV News.
Mario Bartellini worked with terracotta and wood, but his big metal structures were his signature.
He really had the magic touch, but in reality, he was like some kind of recluse.
That's because he didn't approve of the business side of the art world. Dino often asked his dad if he could display his work.
Let me do a show. And the answer was always no. I kept on asking, and one day, he was in a very dark mood. He said, "Dino, destroy everything when I die."
Bartellini Sr. softened his stance and told his son to show his sculptures on one condition.
He came to me and said, "You know the expo? It got to be 10 years after I'm dead."
That expo is now at Gallery Armour. Finally, these pieces are out of a Verdun warehouse and are being admired. So much so, in fact, most are already sold.
But at the end, I'm sure that even if he would show no emotion, he would have been more than glad that it was happening.
Happening, as Dad instructed, with another show in the spring.
I got boxes and boxes of everything.
And with the unboxing, Dino sees a side of his dad hidden for decades.
Some of the pieces didn't fit in through the elevator, so they stayed in the warehouse.
Christine Long, CTV News.
Mario Originalo, Kane Gabriel, who are your 2025 Open Doubles World Champions.
The World Foosball Championship just wrapped up in New Orleans, and two Canadians came out on top in doubles play.
I wanted it for so long. I wanted to be, the world's best for so long, and to finally do it, and have the support of Canada and my friends, it's really sweet.
Mario Originello and Kane Gabriel took home the title of World Doubles Champions, the first Canadians to achieve the accolade.
So my partner, Kane Gabriel, from the beginning of the weekend, even prior to, he's like, "This is our year. This is our year, Mario. This is our year." He's like, "I wrote it in my journal."
Like our world champions, they are mentally really strong. Because, yes, it's your man on the table playing against their man with the ball, but really it's you're playing head-to-head mentally against the opponent.
The Toronto team representing the Toronto Foosball Club in Canada say what put them over the top was their bond.
I love Canada, but that was not in my head. My head would just focus on winning with my best friend.
Level of play in the sport varies from beginner to masters like Mario and Kane, but what does it take to be a top-tier table soccer player?
Look at others, how are other people playing, and try to understand what we're trying to make out of it. It's a game that is mixing technical skills and also kind of strategies and mind games with your opponent.
Open to anyone at any level and every age, foosball is for all.
You know, this hobby is the best thing that I could have ever have happened to me, and I want to see that for other people as well.
Up next in the foosball community are competitions in Michigan and Ottawa coming up in October, and another competition right here at the Toronto Foosball Club coming up in December. Jessica Smith, CTV News.
It was July 21st, 1980, when 22-year-old Terry Fox ran through downtown Kitchener for his Marathon of Hope. The next day, he was in Guelph.
He could never have imagined 45 years ago when he was running across Canada, running through Guelph, that new generations of students would be doing their part.
45 years later, Terry's legacy lives on. His older brother Fred visiting students at St. John Catholic School.
To share Terry's story, to say thank you to the schools that do so much in keeping Terry's legacy alive.
Terry and I, we did everything together.
The Fox family story striking a chord in the crowd.
That was like a really interesting perspective on Terry Fox's life and the Marathon of Hope, what he accomplished.
It's wonderful to hear the story of the man who changed Canada.
He said, even if I don't finish, we need others to continue. It's got to keep going without me.
On September 1st, 1980, Terry was forced to end his journey just outside Thunder Bay after the cancer spread to his lungs. But his fight for cancer research didn't stop there.
He wanted us to help him finish it.
He asked Canadians to continue what he started, and that was to get us to a point where we'd eradicate cancer.
All while inspiring the next generation.
I used to always think talent was better than hard work, but after this story, I'm going to start working hard.
He was very perseverant and he never gave up.
So far, the Terry Fox Foundation has raised more than $900 million for cancer research, all thanks to schools and communities that take part in the annual Terry Fox Run.
We wouldn't be where we are today 45 years later if not for so many people who picked up Terry's torch and continued what he started.
This year's Terry Fox Run kicks off Sunday, September 14th. Alexandra Hollick, CTV News.
He's worked with wood since high school and made a career out of building custom-made cabinets. But now Tom Gorman makes things out of wood for fun. His inspiration comes from things he sees in magazines, nature, and architecture.
I have pieces of wood out there that I just bought some yesterday, actually, and now my mind is going over, oh, yeah, where could I use this, and what other woods could I combine it with, right?
Gorman has 3 pieces entered in this year's Fine Works in Wood exhibition at South Centre Mall. The pieces on display are from some of the finest craftsmen with the Southern Alberta Woodworkers Society.
Really, the purpose of the show is to engage with the community, to give our members and other woodworkers an opportunity to really showcase what they can do.
The Society has been around since 1983 and has close to 100 members. The exhibition is a biannual event and free to the public.
Very often the question you'll get is, how long did it take to make this, right? And invariably the answer you'll get back is, well, it was a labor of love. I don't really keep track. The truth is it could take 100 or 200 hours to build something that looks relatively simple.
Ed Marchand says members of the Society are constantly sharing their knowledge, and that's helpful for him because he enjoys working with his hands.
We don't do much of that anymore in modern life, so when you can get hands-on, it feels good. And I guess wood comes from nature. It's still one of the pure things that we deal with.
Tom Gorman's made most of the items in his dining and living room where he can relax and enjoy them.
The stuff I make, you can't buy it at IKEA, right? And hopefully it's good enough that I can pass it on to my children, right? So that's my goal. Make furniture that'll last for 200 years. That's where it's at.
Kevin Fleming, CTV News, Calgary.
The new president of the Cape Breton Eagles started his journey with the team when he was just a kid. Joey Haddad was an aspiring young hockey player in Sydney, and his father Barkley was a consultant with the new Q-League club.
Which means I had a little bit more access to the team. I got to see the games, got to meet the players.
Haddad scores! Years later, a teenage Haddad would play 2 seasons for the team that he grew up cheering.
It was just coming home and having that welcoming feeling from my friends, my family, everybody's at the games.
Haddad's professional playing career took him to different stops around the globe, including a long stint in Cardiff, Wales. A couple of years ago, he moved back to Cape Breton and started working in the front office of the team he used to play for.
I got to see a lot of the world, and I was so grateful to have the opportunity to just get my foot in the door with the team.
With the loss, the Eagles...
But when Joey arrived back home, he inherited a problem. The Eagles building was more than half empty following the COVID-19 pandemic and years of struggles on the ice. His job was to fill the stands again, which happened his first year as business operations manager when the team went on a deep playoff run.
Since I've come here in 2019, and what he's done just in the rink alone to create a better atmosphere is unbelievable.
Eagles superfan Wes Stanford says Haddad's promotion to team president this week is well-deserved.
Just his personality. I mean, he's engaging with the community, whether it be someone that's a business, whether it's a fan, the team themselves, coaching staff. He's fantastic.
I'm just honored. It's a privilege, and like you said, to be in my hometown and doing all this and being able to make my community a little bit better and take the organization that I care about to the next level, it's really something.
Ryan McDonald, CTV News, Sydney.
Go. This is Carter O'Donnell's first practice with the Edmonton Elks.
Yeah, it feels great. It feels great to be back in the city I know pretty well and see a bunch of familiar faces, especially here on the Elks.
The 26-year-old from Red Deer played for the University of Alberta Golden Bears 6 years ago. Signing with the Elks means that O'Donnell is reunited with a former U of A teammate.
Yeah, good to have him here. We've been friends for a long time, teammates in the past. So, yeah, good to welcome him in. He's doing a good job so far. So, excited to see what he can add down the stretch here this season.
Mark's been a pretty close friend for the last few years. I think I've been able to see him every time I come back to Canada. If not once, maybe twice.
The 6'5", 305-pound offensive tackle comes to the Canadian Football League with some NFL experience under his belt. After the Golden Bears, O'Donnell spent some time with both the Arizona Cardinals and Indianapolis Colts.
I've been able to work with some very talented, very successful players, and being able to watch their habits, how they approach game, practice, what they look for when they are assessing a defense, a decent defensive front.
Experience he hopes transfers over to the CFL as early as this weekend when the Elks face the Calgary Stampeders in the Labor Day rematch.
I think I bring a level of physicality, I think, in my play, as well as I kind of pride myself on being a very high-effort player.
He's got a versatile skill set, so he can play inside and outside. We're trying to move him around and just teach him everything that we do.
O'Donnell is not expected to start Saturday's game, but he could see some game action.
You know, anytime you can bring in good Canadian offensive linemen, it's a good thing.
Merrick Takash, CTV News, Edmonton.
World Suicide Prevention Day falls on September 10th. The Suicide Safer Network, which covers Sudbury and Manitoulin, is offering an event this weekend and will offer various free resources next week. Officials say recognizing the day is important, with 12 people dying in Canada every day by suicide.
Within our region, the statistics show that there's a higher incidence of suicide within Northern Ontario in the Sudbury and Manitoulin regions. And so it's important for our community to make sure that we're aware and we have the education so that as a community we can support one another.
The Canadian Mental Health Association, North Bay and District will be offering an 8-week support group for suicide grief and a suicide alertness workshop called Safe Talk. The support group provides a safe, non-judgmental and compassionate space for people who have lost someone to suicide. The Safe Talk workshop runs half a day to teach those 18 and up the signs to watch out for. Both services are free with limited spots available.
Having that prevention and postvention support to assist with gaining the tools and training in order to assist with the prevention intervention if someone's having thoughts of suicide. And on the other end, postvention support being accessible to community members who have experienced a loss is very important to help them navigate that unique grief journey.
Those kinds of trainings are very important because one, it reduces the stigma associated to suicide, but also it just helps to bolster our community to make it that we are able to act if ever there's someone within our community that is struggling and needs some support.
Registrations are now open for the free CMHA services in North Bay. In Sudbury, a family-friendly event will be held from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. tomorrow here at the new Sudbury Centre to mark World Suicide Prevention Day. Amanda Hicks, CTV News, Sudbury.
World-class film and television crews, impressive scenery, and tax incentives entice many producers to choose Alberta. And Calgary's new film commissioner plans to spread the word with his connections. Adnan Wasi moved to Calgary from New York and has been in film and media for over 2 decades.
I'm definitely, looking through my Rolodex of filmmakers and studios and friends to say, hey, how about consider Calgary?
But his first month has been busy with other leads.
We have interest from not just local producers and national producers, but we're also getting connections from Hollywood.
That's promising because industry groups say 2025 has been a slower year.
Our employment is at about 65% this year, so we're not booming, but we're steady.
While other major centers can have around 100 productions shooting at a time, Calgary typically only has a handful. Major productions bring in big dollars, but smaller projects are just as welcome.
Much the way that a lot of the economy nationwide is made up of small to medium-sized businesses, same thing is true in media.
Industry members have discussed goals of more consistent local work with the new film commissioner.
Making sure that we have more things developed locally that are shot locally and not relying so heavily on these things that are maybe at the whim of politics even outside of our country.
So far, America has not followed through on imposing a 100% tariff on production shot outside the country.
None of those tariffs have come to fruition.
It's very difficult to impose a tariff on a service.
The film commissioner sees Alberta's tax credit program as a draw.
The finances actually do make a lot of sense to make your productions in Alberta and Calgary.
Though others suggest changes to keep up with incentives offered in the UK and other Canadian provinces.
Alberta, if it wants to remain competitive, should look at minor tweaks to the incentives we have.
Several projects are scouting the area but have not yet been confirmed. Calgary's new film commissioner is optimistic about the potential for growth.
I see an opportunity for collaboration between the massive creative industry we have in Calgary and just take it to the next level.
Alicia Fieldberg, CTV News, Calgary.
Following a soft opening in late August, the city of Prince Albert cut the ribbon on the Lake Country Co-op Leisure Center aquatic facility Friday morning.
This facility will encourage active living, which we know contributes to positive mental and physical health. It'll support teamwork, sport, competition, community gathering opportunities.
Construction on the project began in 2022, and it opened gradually throughout 2025, beginning with the twin rinks earlier this year. The 47,000 square foot aquatic area's water slides, wave pool, and lane pool are now open for use. The $117 million project is partially funded through a $20 million commitment from the province and $24 million from the federal government. The city will cover the remaining $73 million. The city says this is the largest recreational infrastructure project in Prince Albert's history. The large-scale project began under former Mayor Greg Dion and a different city council.
This took 10 years to get. So when you finally get to the end of the road and you see what we built for the kids, and that's what people don't understand. They didn't build it for me. We built it for the kids and my grandkids. And the future of the community is going to be great with this facility.
Lake Country Co-op secured naming rights for 25 years with a $10 million contribution to the project. The Prince Albert Kinsmen are the title sponsor for the wave pool with a $450,000 commitment. Jasmine Pelche, CTV News, Prince Albert.
A new shuttle service in Indian Head is helping to provide rides for those who require out-of-town medical and wellness appointments. The non-for-profit Wheels for Wellness says it will offer safe, reliable, and affordable transportation for residents of Indian Head and surrounding communities.
I have been working for the town now for about 7 years, and it has come up pretty much that entire time that this is a service that's needed. People will have various setbacks to getting there, whether it's that they're uncomfortable driving in the city or they just don't have transportation.
In April, the town of under 2,000 people received 80 volunteer applications from members of the community to fill a team of 3 dispatchers and 22 drivers. As of now, the shuttle will be taking trips to Regina, Saskatoon, Weyburn, Melville, and Yorkton.
Within the plan of the shuttle to eventually be able to take rides from other communities as well in the surrounding area. And if they can get to Indian Head, then we can definitely take them from here.
Similar shuttle services have been established in several communities around the province, which piqued their interest.
We based the model that we're using here on Gravelberg Cares, which is a similar model that Gravelberg first developed 6 or 7 years ago. Their average passenger load has been 1.8. They have a smaller population than us and have a smaller rural population.
So far, the group says it's raised more than $50,000 in donations with the goal of purchasing the van it is currently leasing. The inaugural trip, taking place this morning, headed down Highway 1 towards Regina. Damien Smith, CTV News, Indian Head.
So yeah, it was just about right here.
Alyssa Hamlet was walking home when she saw him lying on the sidewalk.
People were stepping over him.
A plushie, all alone.
Like belly up. He looked so done with life.
So Alyssa picked him up.
And it wasn't super dirty. It just looked really well loved.
And whoever loved it so well would be missing it too much. So Alyssa placed him at eye level for a while before committing to do all she could to reconnect the plushie with his person.
I was like, I'm going to take responsibility of him.
So Alyssa took him home and posted lost plushie posters online after giving the cat a bubble bath.
Toy Story totally brainwashed me a little bit because I see a toy and I feel like it has feelings.
Movies like Toy Story also inspired Alyssa to grow up to bring inanimate objects to life as an animation artist. So every day she posted new pictures of the plushie, from the feline looking forlorn to being comforted by a real cat, until a week later, she received a message from a mom.
And she's like, oh my God, that's my 3-year-old.
The cat had fallen out of her son's stroller, and no one noticed until it was too late. And although the mom had tried to replace it with a new one, it just couldn't compare to his one and only Meow Meow.
I knew it was love. I knew it was a little kid's love stuffy.
So they arranged to meet right away. And after tying a bow around the plushie's neck, Alyssa traveled across town and waited at a coffee shop to reunite a boy with his best friend.
Oh my gosh, hi! Oh, hi, buddy! There's your cat! He grabbed it and he was like hugging it and he showed his mom.
And although his mom said she couldn't be more thankful and the boy offered her his cookie, Alyssa could see from his face all her effort was worth it.
I feel like a lot of people say not my business or not my monkeys, not my circus, you know, kind of thing. But you can make it your business.
And you don't need to be an animator to transform tears into grateful smiles. Adam Sawatsky, CTV News, Vancouver.